Good morning. You're listening to AVNewsCast.com on NewsTalk 1380.
Good morning, everybody.
Morning.
How are you?
How are you?
I am wonderful. In keeping with our commitment to cover the election, especially the state assembly, today we have on the show Palmdale's Mayor Pro Tem and candidate for the 36th District, California State Assembly, Tom Lackey.
Yeah.
Tom, welcome.
Hey, thank you. Good morning, everybody.
Hello,
Good
sir.
morning.
Always great to have you on the show.
Absolutely.
It's always good to be here.
Yesterday, Tom, we had J.D. Kennedy on the show. And one of the things that we hear from voters in the Antelope Valley is, what's your biggest concern? Biggest concern is jobs. Jobs. We need a job. I asked J.D. Kennedy yesterday if he would support, and if he supported, a hike in the minimum wage. And he said no. And I get that because, I'm not saying that I agree, but I'm not saying I disagree.
Well, then don't say that.
No, I get what he's saying, okay? Because there's two sides to everything, okay? You've got business and you've got the people. But how do you feel about that, Tom?
Well, first off, let me say that jobs is clearly the biggest concern that this community faces. I think our unemployment numbers are even greater than different parts of the states. And so we need to do what we can to create an environment that allows people to be successful. Now, when you talk about the minimum wage issue, I think that you get away from really job creation. When job creation and facilitation for more jobs addresses the issue of raising the cost of employment, and especially these entrance-level jobs, having a son that's 18 years old now and is getting ready to enter the job market, it's not like it used to be. And it's much more difficult now to even find entrance-level jobs that are full-time. And that's because of government, in my opinion. Government has made it more difficult than necessarily so. And increasing the minimum wage just makes it even more difficult. And I understand people wanting to get as much income as they can for their labor, but the market has to be able to support that. And because what will happen is eventually there's going to be less employment and less entrance-level jobs, and I don't think that benefits the public at large.
But what do you say to the family that has a mother and a father, and they're both working minimum wage, and they're still not bringing home enough to support their family? How do you represent them, and in what way?
I represent them by giving them the tools that they need to progress and to find a job that allows them to be even more successful and allows them to be able to bring more income into their household. And I think that moving on is the answer and not staying in that particular position. I think that the more jobs that you create, the more opportunity you create for other people that are in that entrance level position. And when we just raise the pay without justification, government just raised the pay because they think that that's what the person deserves, I think it gets in the way of the way our economic condition works.
Yeah,
If you get more jobs out here, and it's not 10,000 people for every one job, if we could even somehow in a fantasy world make it to where there's a job surplus, then these employers are going to pay more to get more people. And that's
I think what's going to happen too is once we raise
they're fighting for employees,
the minimum wage, you're going to have less full-time employees.
Yep.
And I think they're going to cut the hours, and it's just not going to have the desired outcome that everybody would like to see.
Yeah.
That's the reality, and I think that we need to face reality.
Yeah, because it's not more McDonald's that's going to fix the unemployment in the Antelope Valley.
That's correct.
Okay, we need bigger business.
We need other options between the entrance-level jobs and better-paying jobs. It's the middle that we need to build. It's not necessarily the top, and it's not necessarily the bottom. It's the middle that we need to support.
I don't want to build on the bottom. I want to
Well,
have them.
What you're trying to do, though, is you're saying be more comfortable at the bottom. We don't want. That's the wrong message.
Right, and when you've got large employers like B of A or Starwood, when you've got large employers that leave the Antelope Valley,
It's hurtful.
It's a problem.
Oh,
and
yeah.
California's business model is broken. Companies are leaving here in droves. There's no question about it. And I'm not saying that that's a partisan, that's a Democratic problem, that's a Republican problem. The state is broken. we've got a problem. How do you fix that, Tom? Because, I'm of the ilk to think that if you took everybody out of the legislature and replaced them all with Republicans, we still couldn't fix it. Because it's far
of
broken.
Course not. Oh, my God. That's how we got here.
Well, let me just say first.
Listen to that.
Let me just say that.
Did you like that?
The supermajority situation that exists currently, what it does, in my opinion, and I think I could justify this and explaining it in more concrete terms at another time, what it does is it empowers the extreme part of the party. If it was on the conservative side, it would do the same thing. And I think when you have extreme thinking, we don't act in the best interest of the group at large. And I think that's really kind of what's happening right now in the economic condition, too, where people believe that restraining the most successful and limiting their circumstances is the answer. When job creation happens not because of government, it happens because of the market and great thinking and entrepreneurial efforts. And I think that what needs to happen is the government needs to let that happen.
Yeah, government, its position is to impede any of those things.
And we have some of the greatest minds in Southern California, and even here in the Antelope Valley. All you have to do is go to Mojave and see what's happening there. That's cutting-edge stuff here at Plant 42. And it's not just aerospace, and it's not just that genre. We have people in the arts that are very forward-thinking. We have people in all aspects of business that exist here, and the way we can support them is to let them work and to not choke them out and not charge them a license and a fee and every time they turn around. It is absolutely terrible what we've done, well-intentioned, and because I don't think that people who are of the opposing party of me are bad people. I just think that they see things so much differently, and that's why I'm part of this process, is because I believe that we can be compelling and we can make a difference, and the supermajority is not in the best interest of California.
Okay, so going up to, here's a scenario, Tom. You win the primary, you win the election, you go to Sacramento, okay? As a Republican, how do you work in Sacramento as a Republican against so many Democrats?
Well, you work the same way, and because I believe that success in communication and success in leadership works at the local level because of the same dynamics exist, even though there's nonpartisan positions. I think your ability to reason, your ability to engage in dialogue is really the only way that you get things accomplished. And what's happened is the partisanship piece, and I know it plays a stronger role at state government. And I believe that that's a reality in the committee assignments and the way that we communicate, that it is part of the puzzle that has to be addressed. But I think that you can make progress in a way that can be meaningful to the district and can be meaningful to the entire state. But it's the way you engage people. And I think that my experience with the Highway Patrol, my experience with local government, both on school board level and city level, has proven to be that I understand people and I respect differences, and when you shoot the messenger because of party affiliation, you get nowhere, and that's kind of the temptation, and I think that that's the stalemate we see at the federal level as well. So you just be a good person, and you make genuine communication a priority.
I mean, being a highway patrol officer, who has a more experience dealing with somebody who doesn't see things their way?
I think it's helped me. I think it's helped me, and I think because
I wasn't going fast.
My personality is such, and sometimes I'm criticized for my personality because I'm not as aggressive and forthright as some people would like to see. I believe that you can fight without throwing a punch, and I believe that that's my style, and I think that's the only way you get things done. If you look at the old system where when we are able to compromise is the American way. Mm-hmm. And it's the way we get things done. It's the reason we have a two-party system, is one tempers the other and makes each other be more compelling. And I think that is good, and that is what makes us strong. And when you have over-dominance by any school of thought, we're not as strong as we need to be.
No, I like that answer, because you're saying you're not going to go to Sacramento and just, stalemate and try to just throw in roadblocks. all over the place. You're going to go in and have conversations and try to get other people to understand a different point of view and come to terms equally. And I appreciate that.
Right, and I get that, and we have to take a break. But what you're saying, Angeline, is yesterday what J.D. Kennedy said was...
I was trying not to say that.
Right, okay.
I was trying to be nice.
What he said was, I might not be able to get a lot of things done, but I'll throw roadblocks up so
right.
other people can't either. Let's take a quick break. We've got a couple of callers, too, that I want to put on. You're listening to AV Newscast on NewsTalk Radio 1380, and we'll be right back.
If you're thinking about getting your backyard in shape for entertaining, there's only one place to shop, and that's Abadak Outdoors in Palmdale. At Abadak Outdoors in Palmdale, you'll save up to 70% off retail every day at our factory warehouse showroom. Abadak has everything you need to get your backyard in shape, like 7.5-foot tall, 41,000 BTU, freestanding LPG patio heaters for just $159.99. How about a fully enclosed backyard gazebo? Fire up that barbecue and enjoy a nice meal inside one of our Mandalay, Trinidad, or Mykonos freestanding gazebos, just $219.97 every day. If you want wholesale prices, come to Abadak Outdoors in Palmdale. How about backyard shade or car canopies? You can pick a variety of color choices starting at just $129.97. Stop by Abadak Outdoors in Palmdale. We're located at 38940 Trade Center Drive, 1 block east of 10th Street West. The Abadak Factory Showroom is open from 8 to 4 every day. That's Abadak Outdoors at 38940 Trade Center Drive in Palmdale, where you'll save up to 70% off retail every day. Check us out on the web at abadak.com or give us a call at 661-480-1562.
There's a school in Palmdale that's become the talk of the town. It's called the Guidance Charter School, and many parents say it's magical. The Guidance Charter School is WASC certified, scored 783 in academic performance, and has an educational curriculum that exceeds what the state of California recommends. The curriculum is enriched through age-appropriate exposure for information technology, arts, foreign language such as Arabic, and physical education. The Guidance Charter School is now going to have a full CIF sports program with soccer, basketball, track, cheerleading, and more. They're an open enrollment school, publicly funded, and have been in business for 12 years, fully approved by Palmdale School District. The Guidance Charter School has small class sizes such as 20 students in grades K through 3, 25 in 4 through 8, and just 30 students in grades 9 through 12. Call the Guidance Charter School in Palmdale today at 661-272-1701. That's the Guidance Charter School in Palmdale, 661-272-1701. And check out their website at thegcs.org, a better high school choice.
Welcome back to AVNewsCast.com on NewsTalk 1380.
Yeah, I think we've got a couple of callers. Let's put one of them on.
Our business can be on AT&T's network for $175 a month. Yep.
Somebody is on AT&T's
Hello?
network. I don't want. Ooh,
Hello?
I feel
Hi,
bad.
you're live on NewsTalk Radio.
Hi, my name is Kai, and I was listening in. You guys were speaking about entry-level positions and how Mr. Lackey wants to bring more middle-class jobs, blue-collar work to the AV. Well, my main concern right now is maintaining the small businesses we already have. I live off of 47th Street East, and there's this one small little strip mall, and there have been at least 5 or 6 open and closed mom-and-pop shops. And they come, and then they go, and then they come, and they go. Right now, there's a liquor store, and it seems to be, performing okay, but is it going to leave in 3 months, and then it's empty again? So my concern is how can we maintain what we already have and then expand to further job markets?
Well, let me just say this. I would assure you that raising the minimum wage is not going to help those small businesses. It's going to make it a greater challenge. And the best thing that government can do is to try to get out of the way and allow these businesses to do what they do best, and that is to engage the public and sell their commodity. And I think the issue that we're wrestling with right now is how raising the minimum wage will best impact our society. And my argument is the less government control and the less government intervention and direction to small business, the more likely they are to be successful.
I most definitely agree. I'm just concerned, are we able to focus on both small business and then attracting competitors?
Oh, yeah,
Can we
absolutely.
maintain both?
And it's called the free market, and it absolutely is the case. And we have a great community here. We have enough population that small business should be able to do very well here. But unfortunately, what California has tried to do and try to control business is that they have defeated their ability to flourish. And we need to get out of their way and let them do what they do best, and they will do better, and we'll have more employment, and the businesses will bring in more income.
And, you know, a large part of it plays, you know, it has to do with the small business itself and the product that they're selling in the area they're selling it to. I was in Walmart the other night, and I posted a picture of lemonade-flavored Magic Shell for ice cream. Now, if a small business comes up with a product like that and tries it, they're going to go down in flames. You got to have something that people are going to want. I couldn't imagine any human being on the face of the earth being that filled with self-hatred that they'd want to eat lemonade-flavored Magic Shell.
I like the callers. I'm sorry, I didn't catch your name. I liked your question.
This is one of the brightest young people in the Antelope Valley. It's Kesara.
That's Kesara?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can't hear good. Hey,
Yeah.
Kesara. I liked your question, and you know, I think it leads to the fact that we quite often hear when it's election time, job safety, but she's kind of asking a little bit more about community and the social aspect of it, and how do we make sure, or how do we encourage our neighbors to buy from the local establishment?
Spend a couple pennies more and stay out the Walmart.
Well, you know what? Let me give you an example. When you're driving down the street, start looking at license plate frames and look at paper plates on new cars, okay? Pay attention to how many people live in the Antelope Valley, their kids go to school in the Antelope Valley, but they'll drive to Santa Clarita or Southgate or Long Beach and buy a car.
Well, that's because advertising.
No,
advertising
because I'll tell you.
Advertisers push the better deals on TV.
That's not true.
And they say go to here.
There is not a dealer in the Antelope Valley that will lose a deal over price.
I get
tell
that,
you
but we don't know it because we're watching TV and we're not hearing local advertisements. We're hearing the Van Nuys Auto Mall or whatever it is.
I think this creates an opportunity, though, to validate a very important issue that I think both parties would agree that local support is more than just showing up to vote. It's also doing your commerce as local as possible so you can build local jobs, so you can build local commerce and build the confidence of our community. A lot of people just out of habit continue to rely upon Los Angeles for their bigger purchases when in fact they're just creatures of habit. And so we just need to be a little more diligent in our efforts of communicating to people. Give us a try locally. Give us a try. Come in and sit down and take a look and at least give us an opportunity. And I think we would do much better when it comes to especially automobile purchases. We can compete here, and we will if people will give us that opportunity. But communication is important.
Kaisera, thanks for calling in.
No problem.
Thanks for calling in. Have a great day.
Say hi to Mom and Dad.
She's a wonderful girl.
Oh, she's brilliant.
Really. I remember asking her where she gets her news from. And she said her favorite go-to site to get news was Al Jazeera.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
That was her number one. Tom, let me ask you a question. If, let's say...
Until she found out about us.
Okay. Like Angelina just said, you know, everybody that's running for office, it's always jobs. It's this. It's the same thing, and everybody's saying the same thing. How do you really accomplish that, though? How do you get to Sacramento and create jobs in the Antelope Valley where the state already is broken, has a broken business model?
Well, by an inch, it's a cinch, and by a yard, it's too hard. And so what you have to do is you have to do it in a piecemeal fashion. And you have to be realistic. The pie-in-the-sky approach and the fact that you're going to fix everything in a short period of time is probably not going to be the end result. And so what you do is you go back in. The first thing you do is you get rid of the supermajority, and that's what this district, this is one of the targeted districts in the state, by the way. This is where we believe, when I say we, the Republican Party, believe that we will get this district back because we lost it in a way that we shouldn't have lost it. And we need to get it back, but now we're going to have to fight harder, and that makes us better, so it's okay. But one of the things you do is you balance, you create a greater balance so you can have a louder voice. That's part of what allows success to take place back there. And we're going to run a campaign that's going to instill the confidence in people, and they're going to see that this is what will be in the best interest of the Antelope Valley and this entire 36th district.
Now, there's a lot of people out there, there's a lot of people listening to the show right now that maybe neither Republican, maybe neither Democrat, but are on the fence and really don't know what to do. And there are a lot of people that don't get up and vote. Don't. Right now they say, you know what, my vote doesn't count. It doesn't mean anything. Mm-hmm. We're already so screwed up. There's nothing what my one vote is going to do.
It's called cynicism. It's bad.
Yeah. What do you say to that person that doesn't, that just wants to complain about it, but doesn't want to vote, doesn't want to get involved? How do you get them up?
Well, you give them a reason to vote for you. You get them a reason to show up. And the way you do that is to show credibility and show genuine engagement. And that's why our campaign is going to be successful, is because we're not only going to send advertisements in the mail and show up at forums, we're going to be walking neighborhoods, and we're going to be engaging people face-to-face the old-fashioned way and allow them to engage you and ask you a question. Why should I vote for you? Why are you at my doorstep? Or why weren't you here before? And, those are questions that deserve to be answered. And we're going to do that. And I believe that once people see that you're for real and you're not just some person trying to fill some space and have a position, that's not what I'm here for. I mean, I'm here, and I've been involved in public service since 1999. The voters have given me that opportunity, and I've learned to enjoy differences as well as my own position. And I believe that we can work together and make this area better and make California stronger. It deserves to be, and I believe I have the personality and also the perspective that will allow better things to happen.
Okay. My last question, because I don't want to keep you too long, but if the Republicans want the seat back, and they held that seat for 34 years straight, if they want the seat back so bad, why have a slate of 3 Republicans running?
Well, because we have a democracy here, and we allow people to make their own choice, and we don't always get the situation that is easiest. But let me tell you this. This party is coalescing. We're coming together, and we are going to get this seat back because the people deserve it. And I'm going to make sure that I give it my level best to engage people and to give them a reason to vote for me, not just because of my party, but because I have the energy, I have the perspective, and I have the personality to make it happen.
Well, thanks for taking the time. You've been on the show many times. In the future, I don't know if we're going to have a chance before the primary, but we're really going to try. We'd like to set up a candidate forum and have all the candidates come in and have it as a debate, but also stream it live so everybody can get involved and understand some of the issues. Because a lot of people, they may be in L.A. right now, and they can't listen to the show.
I get that.
Okay? Or they can't come to, if you're having a meet and greet, they can't make it there because they have kids or whatever it is.
She can always pop that iPhone out.
Yeah, but people want to get involved. They need to get involved. So we'd like to set something like that, and I'm hoping you'll join us.
I'll do the best I can.
All right. We're going to take a quick break. Thank you, Tom Lackey, for joining us today.
Thank you for inviting me. It's always a great pleasure to engage.
You're listening to the #1 News Talk radio program in the Antelope Valley, AVNewsCast, and we'll be right back.
Hi folks, I'm Chuck Simons, a realtor with Keller Williams. Are you finding yourself buried in your house payment, completely stressed out and don't know what to do? Please listen to what I'm about to tell you. First, understand that you are not the only one that's having problems. Many folks in the Antelope Valley are going through the same thing. What's most important right now is that you take control. Just because you've been turned down for a loan modification or received a notice of default doesn't mean you can't be in control. You own the property still. You can be in control, and I can help. I know how stressful it is. I know what it is to be in the dark on this. I've helped a lot of people in the Antelope Valley, but you have to take action. Call me, Chuck Simons, at 661-350-1006. I want to help you. My team and I will meet with you for free, and we'll go over your options. Don't just sit back, bury your head, and lose your house to foreclosure. I can help you, but you have to call 661-350-1006. Together, we'll draw up a roadmap to relieving the stress. Just because you're not able to make the payments on your house doesn't mean you don't have options. You do. I can and I will help you negotiate a short sale with your bank. I'll explain all the benefits and how you can rebuild your credit. Call me, Chuck Simons, at 661-350-1006. Let's solve your problems together today.
Mrs. Clark. For many years, the lovable matriarch of the block could be seen walking to town, delivering brownies to neighbors. 2 years ago, a family member moved in to help out, and everything changed. Mrs. Clark became the victim of elder abuse.
Hard to believe, elder abuse is often closer to home than you think. McGruff the Crime Dog here. The National Crime Prevention Council wants to help you recognize elder abuse and report it to local law enforcement.
Learn more at ncpc.org/seniors. A message from the National Crime Prevention Council and the U.S. Department of Justice.
Welcome back to AVNewsCast.com on NewsTalk 1380. I got my kicky chair back.
Yes.
That was nice hearing Kai call in on the phone.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was.
You know?
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought that was kind of cool.
Yeah, I knew that. I know that voice in a hot second.
And Angelina,
Yeah.
you didn't know who that was?
I didn't
Was
have
she-
headphones.
Yeah.
Oh, you didn't.
So I was hearing it, just whatever I could make out. So I couldn't hear her voice really.
Okay, now tomorrow on the show we'll have Suzette Martinez, and that rounds out our list of candidates.
Right.
Oh, I don't have to make any more graphics.
No, and you've been doing a great job.
Thank you,
Thanks
sir.
for uploading the shows too.
No problem.
So you'll be able to go to avnewscast.com later on today.
Yep.
And listen to Tom Lackey on the show.
Nice.
Which is cool. You remember the story that we followed? Was a firefighter in Chula Vista on the freeway. He was there responding to an emergency.
Oh, yes.
Highway patrolman
Yes.
wanted him to move his fire truck.
Loses his mind.
Okay,
Yes.
and the firefighters are trained that they use their trucks as a safety barrier in case something else happens.
Right.
And this highway patrolman wanted him to move his truck, and he wouldn't. And so he was handcuffed.
Yeah.
And put in the back of the car.
Yeah.
Yesterday, he filed a claim.
Who filed the claim?
The firefighter has filed a claim, which
Oh,
is the
good.
precursor
Good.
to a lawsuit
Good.
And maybe that'll
against the highway patrol.
Good.
Okay?
maybe
He's
that'll
not
change the loophole to make nonsense.
That's you know what? And that's exactly what it is. Jeff is he's not looking for money.
Yeah.
He says, I'll be happy to drop this. All I want you to do is just change this policy.
I want to effect a change.
Because this is
Yep.
nuts.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, is it a real policy that they need to change? Because it's not like that happens all the time. That was just a lunatic dude that.
You give a nut an open window, they're going to go
Yeah.
through it. You close that window.
I mean, and you
then-
can't sue for common sense. I mean, obviously the truck is there as a barrier. I mean, was it his first time on the job?
No, but
I mean,
apparently
this guy, what is he suing for? To be able to park the car in?
Maybe that highway patrolman's house burned down that killed his parents, and the fireman didn't get there in time, so he's got a chip on his shoulder.
wow.
That's what I'm thinking.
We're going way to the extreme.
Well, I mean,
Okay.
it's just it's kind of common sense, and then you don't just it doesn't just happen without anything, happening and around it. You know what I mean? Like the other cops probably said to him, "Hey, dude, the truck is here." Somebody was whispering in his ear as this guy,
Calm down, dude.
goes off the deep end, and other firemen are saying, "Don't you know why it's here?" Trying to be reasonable with this guy. He's, who are you suing?
Apparently, in his complaint, he cites the fact that there are long-standing issues between the fire department and the highway patrol.
Okay.
And that needs a change. Okay.
Like they don't work together nicely.
But you've got to be out of your mind, okay, to be a highway patrolman and handcuff the firefighter on the freeway and put him in the back of the car.
In the course of trying to save a life.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
There's enough of you out there. You are going in with me. That's just.
Yeah,
you know, and that's why that. Well, it's not why, but that's part of the reason why our system is so flooded, because we have silly stuff like that happening.
Yeah. I was looking on social media yesterday, and a lot of the major national networks following what happened with the Malaysian flight, and the fact that the Malaysian government, to notify the family members of everyone that was on the plane, before they came out and did a press conference, they sent a text to every family member.
Saying what? Your family members? Well, first of all, how do you? No.
It's like breaking up over it.
No, let's just be real about it. When you buy your ticket, I mean, unless it's different in Malaysia, when you buy your ticket, there's not a slot for next to kin, for the phone number for next to kin.
You're right, but because of what has gone on, as soon as the plane was reported missing, family members of all the passengers started registering for information.
Oh, got it.
So they all provided information and phone numbers. So before they went and had their news conference yesterday, they sent a text to every family member.
Sensitivity.
Yeah,
Ouch.
what you know,
Ouch.
trying, and I think it's awful.
Well, wait a minute.
Did they do it? Did they sign it with a colon and a closed parenthesis?
No.
A sad face, maybe.
Yeah, emoticon.
No, but I don't.
Well, what
I
about?
think it's awful that they did that, but
Oh,
they say that they did it because they were going forward with this news conference, and they didn't want them to hear it first.
Come on.
On
now.
the news.
Come on. The conferences should be for the victims, not the public. You should be sending out a text saying, we're going to give you some information about your family. Be here at such and such a time. You know what I mean? Like, what are you doing? You getting in the spotlight for who? You know, it was my family member, not the public. That's stupid.
Yeah, I know.
But did you hear that they do have money set aside for each of the family members? Everybody gets $5,000.
Woohoo!
This isn't the first time that an airline has done that.
5,000.
Right. Now,
that's going to make up for the loss of income over the life of that individual.
That'll do it.
Well, maybe in Malaysia.
Especially when they're young.
Malaysia, maybe.
We don't know what the cause was yet.
Who gives it?
No, I'm just saying, okay? But I would anticipate there's going to be a flood of lawsuits.
Oh, they're rioting in China and in Malaysia. They're losing their minds. I don't know why the first thing is we want you to resign the president. Like, who cares if he has his job or not? I want you to sit here through the whole thing. I want you to feel absolutely uncomfortable through the whole thing. Having the airline, president or, resign, that lets them out easy.
It's been a little while since I've been to an airport. Do they still have those life insurance?
Yeah, you can still
boots
do it. Mm-hmm.
that you can bet. We always did those before going to Mexico, too.
I used to do that before I traveled overseas.
Yeah.
Because I'm flying over nothing.
Well, you got to give your family a little, a little bump up.
in case you go?
Yeah, I mean, you always have to make sure.
Yeah. Did anybody happen to catch Jonathan Irvin last night on KCAL 9?
I did not know.
I watched him on Channel 3.
How was he?
I don't know. That's why I was asking.
Oh.
I didn't.
You should have asked at the break.
He was pretty good at Channel 3.
I knew, but I don't know.
He speaks well, and for that gang candidate, he speaks really well.
Pretty articulate for a gang member.
Mm-hmm. So at the end of the day, do you think that all the PR that he's had lately from this
is helping his war chest? Yeah.
Do you think?
Yes. Yeah.
I'm not
Rex
so sure.
did exactly the opposite of what he wanted to do,
I think
what he set out for. Mm-hmm. He's catapulted him.
And all the pictures with him in his uniform.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just such a lie. It was almost like, Rex, did you want to help him get the seat, or what was your intention?
Well, we'll have to wait and see.
Yeah,
the election's only a few weeks off.
Yeah.
And hopefully people, regardless of who they vote for, hopefully people in Lancaster will just vote.
Yeah.
Well, I want them to vote with the right knowledge, though, with the right information. I don't want you just to blindly vote. You need to, You need to know what you're talking about, or have a valid opinion about something.
Well, okay, but as an example, they've held 2 debates or two forums, right? You're talking about a city that has 150,000+ residents. I don't know how many are off the top of my head are registered voters. I'm going to say 70,000. Let's just say, okay, off the top of my head. But you have a candidate forum, and you get 100 people, 70 people. That's not very many people.
No, it's not.
Okay.
No.
And we talk, and it's not just people running for the city council. You hold.
We got a price factor too in some of these.
What do you mean?
The price to enter the go to the forum.
What?
No.
One I went to.
You had to pay to get in? Stop it.
Which one?
The chamber.
Oh,
it's one of the two that you're mentioning.
Yeah. I understand.
Membership.
No, that's
gonna be a bar.
Well, that actually there were a lot of people there, but the other one that was at the church. It was standing room only, but it was a small room. But you'd expect that more people would get involved, and they don't. They don't, and that is a good point, Jeff. But you know what? If it had been, a no charge thing, it still would have been.
Yeah,
it still would have been the same.
But there wouldn't have been an excuse.
Even on even on issues, or
if our dear listener will hop on that bus and schlep her way all the way across town, no matter what direction, there's no reason anybody else couldn't.
I just want to know who's the holdout. Who's the holdout that won't respond to our invitation, Steve?
Well, I'm what? Doing that to me?
Why not?
I'm not doing that.
Why not? No, honestly, I want to know why you don't want to do it. I just don't understand why you don't want to say who the holdout is.
I'll just have to think about it.
Because I think that everybody should have the right to know who it is that doesn't want to at least respond with a no. Because you're doing it on purpose at this point. You're saying, I'm not going to respond because I don't want everybody else to have equal time.
I agree.
So I don't understand why you would not want to tell who it is.
Okay, I'll give it some thought. We still have time. I'll give it some thought, and we'll see.
Yeah.
We almost, when we held our candidate
forum. He won't tell me. Just to let you guys know, because I would tell you.
Yeah!
I would tell you right now, and Jeff would too. So Steve knows who it is, and he's... I don't know why. I don't know why.
It was an issue back in 2012 when we held our debate and candidate forum back then. We, up until almost the last minute, there was almost one that had not responded. And then they finally did respond, and then unfortunately didn't show.
Well, that's all right. You can not show, but just to lock it down for other people.
Right. We have more latitude, though, when we do a candidate forum now. Than having the FCC, on your back. But we've done this absolutely perfectly. So tomorrow we'll have Suzette Martinez on the show, and that's going to round it out. And I wish...
She's the only one I haven't met thus far.
Yeah, I've seen her across the room. You trying to figure out where?
No, I remember. At a luncheon.
He's like, where did she see him?
No, he was just shocked that you remembered seeing somebody.
Yeah, I know.
Well, I was safe because I sat across the room.
That she remembered. Did you see the story about a 9-year-old girl who has a friend that has cancer?
Oh.
Okay, and her friend, who's also about the same age, is going through chemotherapy. So the 9-year-old girl shaves her head in support for her friend who's losing her hair from chemotherapy. And then goes to school the next day. And the school says, sorry, you can't come to school.
No, you're kidding me.
You shaved your head. You violated our dress code.
What?
And you must go home.
The dress code is ridiculous. It can't be anything that would draw attention. And a girl
so,
draws attention.
For 2 minutes.
This is a true story.
This is some sick stuff, man.
This is a true story. So, Mom had to take her home. Okay?
That's some sick sick stuff.
Then the news media heard about this.
Good.
Oh, good.
Okay.
It's gonna get better. Go ahead.
Then the news media heard about
Lifetime movies.
Okay.
About to work it out right now.
And the school said, we better think about this for a minute. Okay?
Idiot.
We'll invite the girl back, and at our next meeting, we'll revisit our policies
That's
to make
it?
a change.
That's it.
But they actually did say, I'm sorry, you can't come to school.
Yeah. I mean, at some point they need to just turn on the news and watch other states with the whole, you didn't have your $2, throw that lunch away. Just random things. They need to just watch the news and at least see how people are embarrassed about the dumb decisions that they make before they make them. Or maybe talk it out to somebody else. Why did you shave your head? Oh, that was such a great gesture. I mean, I honestly thought the end of the story was going to be half the school shaved their head bald.
Yeah.
I thought it was going to be she got bullied.
That's Lifetime.
No.
Well, I said it was a Lifetime ending.
But how is that?
Or the
even
mom
legal
came
for
to the
to
school
do
with her
that?
head bald, too. I mean, you don't even know what's going on in the household. Just
They don't
terrible.
know. What if she's the one with cancer? They have no idea. if
You
she
didn't
was
bring
or
the
wasn't.
note. You didn't bring
Yeah.
the note.
Bald head is good enough for the soldiers, but not good enough.
Yeah,
Right.
see? Yeah.
Right.
No, she explained what the situation was, and they weren't going to have anything.
That's just
They didn't
silly,
want that.
sad.
Not at all.
What state is
know-
this? Arizona?
I forgot.
No.
I hate when
Or
you do that.
Florida.
Oh, I'll tell you in just a second. Okay? I'll tell you in just a second. Yesterday, I asked J.D. Kennedy, or one of us did, if he supported legalizing marijuana.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got into a pretty good
Yeah.
discussion on that.
Okay, and immediately he said no. And
Yeah.
one of our listeners sent me something, and they said these are the top 5 groups lobbying against legalization of marijuana in California. Number 1 is the police union. Number 2 are the private prisons. Number 3 are the alcohol manufacturers. Number 4
That's
is
amazing.
big pharmaceuticals.
Well, we knew that. I'm surprised at 4.
And number 5, prison guard union.
There you go. They will be out of work.
Yep.
There
Have to
you
find
have
a real job.
And I have issue with private prisons because I think that if you have private prisons, you have more reasons to put people in. You know what I mean?
Because it's for profit?
Yeah, it's for profit. Once you get for profit, which it already is.
Why can't they have a nonprofit status?
Well, that's not what we got though right now. That's why the clerks that work for the private prisons that are just filing are making $30 an hour, first-hand knowledge, and you know about it too.
Yeah, I do. And I think it's more than 30. But yeah, I do.
It might be.
And if we could have, that was a question I wanted to ask Tom, if he had been able to stay on the show longer. Because of his law enforcement background, I would have been interested to hear what his answer is. Because I don't think that's a question that we've asked him on the show.
No.
And he's been on many times. But personally, I think they should legalize it.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Gilbert says we have to take a break.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, let's take a quick break. You're listening to AV Newscast, and we'll be right back.
Did you know? An estimated 16 million Americans suffer from a chronic inflammatory facial condition called rosacea, and most of them don't know it. Often mistaken for acne, there are many signs and symptoms of rosacea besides facial redness, pimples, and visible blood vessels. Other symptoms may include burning, stinging, swelling, and even enlargement of the nose. Rosacea can also affect the eyes, causing a bloodshot appearance and irritation that could lead to vision loss. Any one of these signs and symptoms can mean rosacea, and without medical help, it can become increasingly severe and wreak havoc on your personal and professional life. Rosacea typically appears any time after age 30. So if you experience any sign of rosacea, see a dermatologist for diagnosis and treatment, or for more information, Visit the National Rosacea Society at rosacea.org.
If you're thinking about getting your backyard in shape for entertaining, there's only one place to shop, and that's Abadak Outdoors in Palmdale. At Abadak Outdoors in Palmdale, you'll save up to 70% off retail every day at our factory warehouse showroom. Abadak has everything you need to get your backyard in shape, like 7.5-foot tall, 41,000 BTU, freestanding LPG patio heaters for just $159.99. How about a fully enclosed backyard gazebo? Fire up that barbecue and enjoy a nice meal inside one of our Mandalay, Trinidad, or Mykonos freestanding gazebos. Just $219.97 every day. If you want wholesale prices, come to Abadak Outdoors in Palmdale. How about backyard shade or car canopies? You can pick a variety of color choices starting at just $129.97. Stop by Abadak Outdoors in Palmdale. We're located at 38940 Trade Center Drive, 1 block east of 10th Street West. The Abadak Factory Showroom is open from 8 to 4 every day. That's Abadak Outdoors at 38940 Trade Center Drive in Palmdale, where you'll save up to 70% off retail every day. Check us out on the web at abadak.com or give us a call at 661-480-1562.
Back to AVNewsCast.com on NewsTalk 1380. This was kind of subdued.
What, that music?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was subdued?
Can't get the energy up for it.
Uh-oh.
So yesterday, local news media was talking about what?
Nothing.
They just need musical Cialis.
Talking about a woman that was freed from prison after serving 32 years.
Mm-hmm.
Did you see that story?
No, Steve, I didn't.
Okay. No more disconnected. Okay. No, you didn't?
No, I didn't.
Okay.
Tell me, I'm listening.
I'm going to tell you.
Okay.
Okay? She was in a car back in 1981 with a boyfriend at the time. He forced her to drive. There were other people in the car, okay? He forced her at gunpoint to drive down an alley and threatened to kill her if she didn't. So she did. He took the other people out of the car when they got to where they were going, and he murdered them. Okay? She was an accessory to the murder. But she was forced at gunpoint.
Well, she's the only witness, and it's her word against his. Right?
Yeah, okay.
So I could see how that can go down like that, because it's, it's just like with Gabriel's mom and the boyfriend going head to head.
Egg donor.
Yeah.
No, we know. Oh, I understand what you're saying.
They're just going to blame each other.
Yeah, they're starting to. She's starting, Gabriel's mom is starting to hold her boyfriend responsible.
Mom is an earned title.
Now, this woman was in jail for 32 years. Did she have anybody that witnessed? Maybe was she kidnapped? Did anybody witness that part? Like, how do we know after serving 32 years that she actually wasn't complicit?
The two people that were shot, one died, the other one lived.
Oh,
they were both drug dealers.
Oh, they're sloppy.
You said murdered. That usually is a total out.
Come on. You ever heard of a double tap? Come on. Don't leave any strings untied.
Right.
Yeah,
Do we know what the relationship between them was?
Between the drug dealers?
Between the lady and the guy in the murder.
Boyfriend.
And the boyfriend.
Oh, there was no relationship between the guys that were shot.
No,
The driver and the
shooter
guy.
Boyfriend.
Okay. Now the victim, because that's what you call them when they're not murdered. Did that victim say that the woman was held at gunpoint to drive them? Oh, okay. So then why did she get 32 years?
32 years.
I'm waiting for it. Am I waiting for
Accessory to murder.
Yeah, but
How?
And murder. Yeah.
If they had a witness saying that she
because he's
wasn't
a
a
drug
willing
dealer,
participant,
so we're not going to listen to him because he's a drug dealer. So everything he says has to be a lie.
And people have been petitioning for her release.
That's a shame.
For a long time.
That's a shame.
And she finally got released. Finally got released yesterday. Yeah. Okay, Oscar Pistorius.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Blade
the prosecution is rested.
Yeah.
What do you think is going to happen?
Well, it's not going to be...
Do you believe him?
No.
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 Not in a hot second.
Not in 2 seconds hot.
That's an Academy Award-winning performance with him in court.
Throwing up and
Dry
stuff.
heaving.
And that's amazing because we never see that in America. And I often look at them like, how are you not throwing up? They must be giving you Valium. Because there's no way I could be sitting there I would just be sick.
I think he's going to prison for a long time.
Oh, yeah. The question is, will he have his legs?
What? That's a real question?
Yes.
Yeah, just give him a pair of
Those
broom
are weapons.
handles.
Yeah. How is he going to go to prison? Those are weapons.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah,
I never thought about that.
And smack the heck out of somebody.
You sleeping?
They'll give him something else.
What?
I don't know. They'll give him something else.
A box?
Yeah, a locker.
They put up a great defense.
I don't think so.
A good enough defense that the prosecution has had to change their plan.
He's an actor. And see, the problem is, in my opinion, because I did hear about one of the witnesses that said they were like one of the first on the scene, and he was, holding her and saying, please, no, don't die, crying and whatnot. Well, that, I could see you saying all that, but then don't come to court throwing up in the garbage in the garbage bag right there, because now I think you're just acting and you're just good with it.
News media, everybody around the world was all catching him when he was doing all that, holding his head.
Yeah, and see, now I think you're acting, just like you were when you realized that you killed her real good, and now there's witnesses.
Well, he was crying for himself.
Yeah, he was crying for himself.
Don't you die? That wasn't so that you would live.
So you don't,
man, I'm screwed.
You don't buy the intruder thing at all?
No.
Not at all.
In the bathroom?
What's the first thing you would do if you thought there was an intruder in your house? You would roll over and say, honey, stay down. I heard something.
Let me get my legs.
Yeah. We screw them on and go and do it. How do you not tell the person lying in bed next to you, or at least see that she's there and she's safe?
Right. You certainly don't go blasting when you don't know where your girlfriend is.
Yeah. How did he get covered in blood?
Because he held her. He was holding her.
After he shot her through the head?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't buy any of it. I don't buy any of it.
And then besides that, if they're not in your room, you running out the house. You're not going to the, like what burglar runs into the bathroom for cover?
And locks the door.
Who does that?
He had a gun. Why do you just wait to see who it was?
He's got those stumps and stuff. He might have some good pain meds in that bathroom. They never brought that up. That that medicine cabinet.
Could have been.
There's money to be made right there.
A treasure chest. Huh?
Forget the wallet or the watch that the cop stole. There could be a lot of good stuff in that medicine cabinet.
Wow.
Have you ever gone to somebody's house at a party and poked through their medicine cabinet?
Oh, I'm not inviting you to my house. That's why you have a guest bathroom. Nothing's in there but some Band-Aids. And
hydrogen peroxide.
Yeah.
Now, and by him saying that?
Yeah.
Really?
He's looked.
Wow.
He's looked. Yeah.
Wow. Oh, so she's that kind of crazy.
Right.
Okay. Yeah.
Really? Well, be careful,
Sing
folks.
the song.
We can't go to his house. We have.
Hey, if you're happy and shake your meds.
Oh my God.
Wow. Unreal. We're still holding out for 2 candidates running for LA County Sheriff.
And you're not going to say who they are either.
That have not yet responded. Or I'd like to bring all of them on too. Okay. Tomorrow, as we mentioned, we'll have Suzette Martinez, who's also running for a seat in the California State Assembly in this district, the 36th district. And hopefully next week we'll be able to start bringing on some of the candidates running for LA County Sheriff.
Nice.
That'll be good.
Because I know Angelina's really interested in that.
Yeah, I am.
I know.
You should be too.
I am very interested.
I guess you good regardless.
Oh!
You know what?
Your white man bubble up in your ivory tower.
No, that's just a totally messed up deal.
Yes, I keep trying to tell you how messed up it is.
No.
I keep trying to tell you.
But I think I have a pick already.
Who, Steve?
But I'm not officially going to do that because we can't do that on the air.
Well, I tell you who I'm not voting for.
You're very bold, okay? Because you just lay it out.
Well, don't
Yesterday,
ask me.
J.D. Kennedy asked you live on the air.
Okay? Well, I was just really stunned. You don't ask me that.
And you just answered him very quickly.
Pow. Yep. Both barrels.
Yeah.
Why would you ask me that?
I know. Why would you answer that?
Why would you ask me?
Yeah, see? Okay. All right. Thanks, everybody. Have a wonderful day. Thanks for making us the #1 News Talk radio program in the Antelope Valley, and we'll be back tomorrow.